I've got a $1,000 item to post. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Now, over the last probably even longer than that now, 6 weeks or so, I have been documenting in real detail of how I've been trying to build my business and grow it for 2024. Now, it's been a crazy journey, and this week actually was a little bit different. I actually spent time away from the business. I was up at Gold Coast in Queensland attending RetailFest. I was there with a number of other sellers and obviously with eBay as well. And it was really great to be able to learn from many other amazing individuals who are doing things at a whole different level, but also just reflect and learn in my own perspective from hearing from keynotes and hearing from other people what they're doing and just enjoying really great conversation. Also had a chance to connect with some of you as well at the eBay scale up session, and I spoke to so many other people. And really the focus of today's video is a couple of things. I want to take you through all the, reflections or the lessons or the learnings that I've taken away personally from RetailFest, and maybe there's a few things in that you might be able to take and leverage for yourself. Also want to give you a bit of an update on how the business has been going through the week as well in my absence, because I wasn't there, but it was still running. I had my staff managing that. And then of course we'll get to the end and we'll go through the financials. But quickly, just kind of what I want to reflect on RetailFest 2024 is what you put in is what you are going to get out of it. And that's the same for any retail fest, but it really comes down to, if you're attending, you'll get something out of it. If you're networking, you'll get something out of it. And it goes on around if you're asking questions, if you're connecting, if you're stepping out of your comfort zone, if you're trying to listen, if you are listening, if you're, sharing, and if you're just being present. That is how you're going to get the most out of these kind of conferences and sessions. It wasn't cheap, but it definitely was still worth it because I've come away with a whole bunch of different things that I think are going to help me level up to that next level. And it's just been great to be able to share, to be able to listen, to be able to connect and be able to make new, networks and relationships and partnerships and just be inspired for what the possibilities are. And of course, hearing from all the different people that have gone from zero to hero, how they're solving their own problems in their own business, how they lock in deals and how they build brand awareness and how they build a business to work for them. And that's all my cup of tea. So we're going to be touching on all that today. I'm going to take you through how the week's been, and then we'll talk about the lessons at the end and of course the financials at the end. So if you didn't get that before, there is timestamps down below as well. And of course, if you've got any questions along the way, chuck them down in the comments, or maybe if you've got a comment, chuck them down in the comments. Let's get into it. Welcome to Monday, folks. I'm back here at the shop. For those that didn't know, yesterday I came in on Sunday, last week for you guys, and packed all this because basically at 10:40 getting picked up from here to go to the airport to go to RetailFest. So I'm just actually finishing a couple of bit of postage. I'll take you through how many items and etc. in a minute, and then we'll be out of here. And we've also got the washing coming this morning, and then we will be out of here. And Carla and I, anyway, will be out of here. So, yeah. Okay, so total of 40 orders to go out. We're at 55,234. I've already basically packed majority. I've got a couple more jeans that have just come through, and then a couple of phones over there as well. So I'm going to pack all those, and then the laundry will be here, and then it'll be basically time to go. So then we're off to the Gold Coast. Whew. Postage is all done, all processed. Gonna go pick up the washing, and then we are out of here. Excited, babe? Folks, day one at RetailFest. Nice little view. We're actually heading over there shortly. That's where it is over at the exhibition center. So it's going to be a pretty full-on day. Day number one, we're about to head down and have breakfast. I don't know how much I'll be filming as we go through the day, but I will try and recap or keep you posted across the day, across the week anyway. So let's go.
No. On a bar. People convertible. You can find that on eBay.
Like my biggest rule in selling, when two people meet, as long as there's rapport, a feeling of connection, whoever has more certainty influences the other person. You have to, if you're the leader of the business, have the most certainty there out of everyone. And that is so important to hold that, because that was what creates and sets the culture and moves it forward, and just be super conscious. And yes, we all freak out sometimes, but you need a safe space to do that, not in front of them, whatever you do.
Folks, day 2 at RetailFest, and that's where we are, all the way down there. It's been really good. Day 1 was really good, just connecting, having conversations, meeting a whole bunch of different people, meeting a lot of you guys, so thanks for saying hello. Today we're at the eBay stand from 10 to 11, just again to meet and say hello to different people. And then, yeah, there's a couple of keynotes and a few different places that I want to go check out and see in terms of vendors and things like that. But I think the best part of this so far has really just been having the conversation with people, networking, connecting, you know, and getting ideas or inspiration for different ways of doing things. So yeah, anyway, a bit more on this a bit later. We're going to head on down there. Folks, look who it is.
Hey, what's going on?
Morning.
How you doing?
So day number 2, as I said before, I'm just heading down with these two, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're going to be at the eBay stand from 10 to 11. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but if you did come say hi, or I didn't see you, leave a message in the comments down below, because I do apologize, but also it was really good to see you. So, well, we'll see you in a bit.
Let's go.
Folks, day number 3, it's the final day here in the Gold Coast at RetailFest, and it's been an absolutely awesome week so far. I've been taking a whole bunch of notes, which I'll be taking you through at the end of this video, of just basically the things that I've been learning and taking away, and probably, maybe it's one big thing, or maybe it's 3 big things that I'll take away. But I'm about to head down there to the eBay stand again. I'm also doing an interview today, which is pretty cool, but really just trying to soak in as much as possible for the final day. So we'll wrap this up very soon. Folks, it's Saturday. Got back from RetailFest yesterday. I am feeling a little under the weather. It's always, I'm a sucker for airplanes and air conditioning, and I don't know, maybe I just need to suck it up. But got to go into the shop today and just do a couple of admin things. I've got a $1,000 item to post. My staff member that was doing the packaging yesterday just didn't work out the way that we intended, so I said, look, forget about it, I'll do it today, no problem there. Plus, I've never sent a $1,000 item before, so I figured probably just, you know, something to tick off the list. So I'm going to do that, and then I've also got to take a few photos and get some listings happening, because again, being away, I'm a little bit behind, so I just wanted to get a little bit ahead while I've got the opportunity to do it. So that's today, and who knows what else will happen along the way as well. So come along for a bit more of an update of how the week's been going, and we'll see you at the unit. Alright folks, we are here. I actually do have Carla here as well. She's just snacking and drinking coffee and living the life over here. So we're actually on 57,876, which is a new high total again, nearly on the 58,000. We've got 11 orders going out, but I'm not actually doing all the orders today. I'm really just focusing on the one order, which I'll show you in a second. At the time of this video, of me filming this video, which is Saturday, so I've still got today and tomorrow left of the week. We're on about $5,000 for the week, so not as big as last week, but still very good. Now this is the item that has sold for $1,000. This is a Warhammer piece. It's already been actually already packaged up nice and, you know, carefully and soft and with love, but we didn't have the box big enough to make it happen, just because the box we thought was a bit too wide. So I'm actually going to pack this. I've got a Frankenstein box. Shout out to old mate, you know who you are, sir. This one, went for $999, and I'm happy to be able to rehome it to someone that's really, really happy, and appreciate you for the opportunity to be able to buy this and sell it. So yeah, I'm going to package this up, then we're going to go post it, and then I'm going to come back and actually do some work. So, because the post office is only open till 12 today. So that's the plan, and I'll take you through what we do next when we do it. Just skipped out for a couple of things. Alright folks, we're just doing a few listing preps, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of quick wins. I'm doing a whole bunch of books today, getting these done and dusted. Awesome Goosebumps. Got a big box of Goosebumps, so I'm going to go through that. And then I might do some clothing myself, but really just trying to get as many as quick win possible listings done and dusted, just for the weekend really. And then we'll be back to business as usual next week. So that's the plan. Probably won't show you really too much. We've got plenty of stock in here anyway. But yeah, just trying to do the stuff that I don't have to do as much work on as possible. However, Carla's probably got the busiest job of them all. She's doing some cleaning of books, getting savers, stickers off them. It's alright. I bought her a couple of sausages, so she's like, what?
This isn't worth just a couple of sausages.
Hey, I offered you more. Anyway, team, we'll catch you later. Alright team, we're just about to finish up for the day. We've just got one or two more things to do. We finished all the books, thank you Carla. But I did want to share a new win. We just hit 58,000. It's surreal, to be honest. It is 100% surreal. I never thought I'd be here, from 6 weeks ago, let alone at this point in the journey. It's just got to do the work. Just got to do the work. So there you go. That was the week. It's been an interesting week. I'm actually still a little bit under the weather. Came back with a bit of a head cold. Flights and change of weather, I'm a sucker for it. But one thing I quickly just want to give to everyone here, there was a eBay seller growth guide that they did share in the event, and I want to put this up on screen, and you can click on the link in the description, jump over to that and see if that's relevant for you, just as a takeaway. But a lot of the things, I've had a lot of people ask me, what are the things, what are you going to bring back and tell us and share us? Well, that's what we're going to go through now. A lot of it isn't tangible in the sense of, here, take this and run, like this guide, but a lot of it is really just me taking notes and what I've really, really absorbed and taken away with. So some of this might not be relevant to you, but I'll do my best to try and break it down. And some of it is obviously going to be very isolated to my own thinking and my own objectives as, building a business and bringing on staff and things like that. Whereas some of it's going to be very unique and broad, which I think will be more relevant for everyone. So the first thing is, and we're going to get straight into it here. The first thing is, every process and every procedure needs to be down to a checklist. One of the panels that I went to, which was amazing, Jason was on that one from the seller panel from eBay, Jason Ramage, all his chat, and there was a few other people, but one guy, Jethro. Jethro is the CEO and co-founder of the Nile Group, and they sell a lot of books, but they sell, I think he said by the end of next week, they're going to have 4 million SKUs, which that just blows my mind. 4 million SKUs is insane, or 4 million listings more so. Wow. Anyway, so he has a process, or he has a number of processes in his business which basically minimize the amount of touch points and the amount of times things need to be, touched or handled. And he broke it down to that you need to get your processes and procedures down to a checklist. And that made me think about, there's so many things that I have a process for, but is it as a checklist level to make it so simple and seamless that there is a level of understanding per point? So if I said, connect to the Wi-Fi, there is a level of expectation that you know how to go to the Wi-Fi, select the right one, put in the password and connect. But the understanding is that that checklist should then impose or suggest that you know what to do of how to make it happen. So there is a little bit of level of training and context that needs to go with each checklist. But I think it's something very important, because if someone this big, the Nile Group, can make that happen, a small business can make that happen. The next one was friction points and the opportunity cost and the cost benefit analysis of doing versus not doing. This one is what I've spoken about this a few times when I got the storage unit for the first time, when I took on my first staff member as well, but also just thinking about other things in the business now that I'm doing. Now, I've been trying to go through a bunch of different things that, an example of this would be, if I can spend $30 a month and it's going to save me 2 hours a day or 2 hours a week, well, then it's worth it, because if I know my time is worth $100 an hour, it might not be that, but then we know that we're going to get a better bang for buck. So for instance, I spoke about it in my video last week, whereas I spent 3 hours doing like 65 packages just because it all came very sudden, it wasn't expected, and I soon learned that I'd probably be better off paying someone $100 to do that 3 hours of packing if I can go potentially make, you know, $2,500 or $3,000 in revenue opportunity making, you know, actions such as taking photos and making listings and things like that. So weighing off those kind of things around the friction points, if you can pay someone to do it, if there's software to do it, and if it means you're going to get a better use of your time and how you can spend your time and you can bring in more money to the business, then it makes sense to do it. It's a no-brainer. So looking at that in a more detailed level around the friction points. One of the other topics that came up that got me thinking is, how can we leverage more of Chat GPT? You'll probably hear a few other people talk about this. I already currently use it for a number of different things, but there was a few examples of how others are using it, and I think I need to dedicate more time for this. And this isn't about doing Chat GPT for my listings as such, you know, like descriptions and things like that, but really getting into it to the nuts and bolts of the business. eBay aside, how can I use it for the business? And I think that's where we need to change our mindset, is like, eBay's great. It's the platform that's enabling us to grow and to thrive and to scale, but we are running a business. What else are we doing in the business that requires support, help, effort, and next steps to level up? And I think Chat GPT might have some automation, some solutions, and even just some prompts around us to think differently on how we can implement new ways of doing work. The other one was then leverage more selling tools that are available to us than just the basics of photo, list, and sell. eBay has a number of different things, whether it's around the marketing side, whether it's around the ads and promotions, and even the way we list and some of the tools that are available, such as video listings and things like that. So there was a lot here that I've taken away, and I've taken some more personal notes around what can I try, what can I do that maybe others aren't doing, but also how do we do it at scale and in a repetitive manner to ensure that we can provide that consistency to the customer. At the end of the day, our customer is our boss, because if we can't sell to the customer, we don't make any money. So how do I make sure that I use all the tools available to get the best return on investment when putting something in front of a customer? You know, if it means I have to spend a little 2% more here or there on a listing, or maybe it's on a, you know, ad promotion or something, but it means I'm going to get a 20% uplift in sales, it's probably worth it. Little things like that. The other thing that I really had to think about and was, I guess, challenged on was new market opportunities and how to engage deeper within them. eBay is one marketplace. Now, I'm not here to say I shouldn't be selling on eBay or you shouldn't be selling on eBay. What I'm saying is there's a whole ecosystem out there of e-commerce and online sales. How do we look at the new markets? That might be, are we making sure that we're doing international postage? I do international postage, but are there other ways to do that and to do it better and to do it well? There was examples of people that are actually selling in accounts in those international locations to make it look like they're a local partner or a domestic partner to that person. For instance, it might have been the UK. They have, actually the Nile Group does this. They actually sell in the UK as a local UK seller, but they don't actually have people on the floor. So it's interesting to think and hear about how these people, obviously they're at mass scale, but how they're doing things in a different manner. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm a reseller by heart, flip items, but I'm building a business that I want to grow. And I can't keep thinking of the same thing, the same ways of how I've done it in the past. I have to start thinking broader and, you know, probably outside of the box, or looking at from how maybe these e-commerce brands are starting to thrive. Now, I'll just say one thing, a bit of a digression here. When we went to RetailFest, the small business, kind of the average revenue for a small business there is 20 million up. A small business potentially on eBay is probably around 2 million up. So there's this perspective of we're really just like resellers. You know, I'm doing about $200,000 to $220,000. That's what I'm on track to do this year. Like, I'm still kind of like very small compared to others that are up there that are doing the big things. And they might not even be doing it at an aggressive scale, but, you know, they're selling an individual item. Now, we obviously can't compare apple to apples because we have, you know, we never have the same item ever again. However, there is some principles that we can take from their models and apply it to our own to help us grow. So that's really what I'm thinking about. The next one is customer acquisition. Now, the beauty of eBay is we put things online and we pay fees because they're bringing in the customer. However, there are opportunities to bring people from off eBay to eBay and acquire them, whether it's pushing from socials, whether it's pushing from your own site, and things like that. So that really challenged me to think outside the box again of how can I bring the people that I want to sell to me, rather than me have to go to them. And a good example of this is, if I was to sell some of my clothing at markets, I could probably get an extra $30 to $40 per item. How do I get those people to my store? How do I get those people on eBay? That is the problem to solve. The next one is then, how do I reframe my current business model to more of a value generating machine or a value generating business rather than a profit making business? I'm out here to make profit. I know it's a controversial topic, but yes, I am out here to make profit. But the reality is like, when your key goal to a business or to another party is just like, oh, we're just here to make money, you're not really talking about how can you solve a problem for them. Therefore, why would they partner with you? So reframing the perspective of what I'm offering and the solution that I can provide and the value that I can bring to my clients and to my third party, partners that I want to work with and the vendors, rather than just saying, yeah, I'm here to make money, but I'm here to actually solve this problem for you, make your life easier, and then together we can make more money. So changing that perspective. Now, I guess one of the highlights of RetailFest was being able to see Simon Beard from Culture Kings. He had a lot to share and a lot of points, and there was a lot of things there for me to take away and dive into a bit deeper, which I'm going to have to do with some homework. But there's a few points that I want to play out to you all, and it was pretty cool to be able to see him. He recently sold his business for about 600 million. I think it was 600, might have been 400, but still, it's a lot of dollary dues. So the first thing that he said is, people buy with emotions, then justify it with logic. This is coming back to the marketing side of things, the psychological elements of things, but also how do we get the customer to buy at the price that we want based on the memories that they've been, or the experience that they've been given when trying to buy that. And then people will buy because it's the hype, it's the excitement, it's the FOMO, it's the experience, it's the want, it's the need, and then they justify it afterwards. So how do I bring that to my customers? The next one is, remember, the numbers don't lie. Now, I'm a big numbers guy. We're going to talk about numbers at the end of this video. But, the numbers don't lie. If you're not hitting the targets, something needs to change. Now, I've been talking about this, that I'm, doing things to try and change that. This month is on track to do my best month ever again. So something's working, but is the bottom line changing? And we can talk about that a little bit later, but it really just, he said, don't get so fixated on dashboards, but really just looking at is like, what is the bottom line and how's that going and how can we change it and what are the targets to it? The next one was, if you sell to everyone, you sell to no one. So understand that you're going to have people that aren't interested in what you sell, but if you can sell really, really good to the people that are interested, then you'll make lots of money. The next one, which I think this might take a little bit to clarify, is having a believability weighted decision-making process. What does that mean? It means, and I'll read it out to you, in which the most capable people work through their disagreements with other capable people who have thought independently about what is true and what to do about it. Basically, instead of just voting for something, listen to the people who consistently give the best advice, because you know that they know that stuff well. And we have to be careful that there's no bias there, but his example was that he trusted someone because he gave them an insight and he did it, he tried it, and then he didn't believe that was going to work, but because that person was really invested in that space, they said, nah, it's going to work. So we did it. And now ever since then, he's always trusted the guy because he knows the guy's closer and has a better understanding to whatever that topic or area of industry that was that they were trying to solve for. Therefore, he knows that that person knows what they're doing. Therefore, I'm going to let them handle it. Which was a big reflection for me is, when it comes back to delegation, letting go, letting someone else run the business, all that kind of stuff. Scary stuff, but that's why we hire people that are better than us. We want to hire people that can do the job better, quicker, smarter, effective, and make us more money. That's, at the end of the day, the ultimate goal. So, that's RetailFest in a short, in terms of key takeaways. But I think some of the things I didn't write down were being able to connect with so many different people, meeting up with 2 Aussie thrifters. There were so many other people there as well, people that I didn't know were going to be there. Shout out to old mate Thrifter. He gave me some goodies for the Pokemon Fund, which will come up in another video. But just being able to connect to so many different people that I hadn't connected with in the person. I'm not going to give everyone's names out. You know who you are, and I really do appreciate spending all the time with you, having breakfast, having dinners, having lunch, just chatting in the alley, wherever it may have been, and met some, really, really great people. but I've been inspired most of all. And I think that's the important thing about these events is sometimes it's hard to pick up the tangible takeaways, but the thing that they said at the very, very start of this whole Retail Fest was, what is the one thing that you are taking away from this? And I think for me it really is like, I've got to now go put some of these things into play. You know, how do I start to leverage what I've just learned and put it into, into action? I think the big one for me is, how do I leverage more friction points in terms of using costs or money or people or tools or systems to give me the freedom to be able to go do more things. And that's what I've been doing with my staff and my storage unit, but changing that up with the application of checklists and adding in better procedures that enables that flow and enables us to have better time. But I think the other one is now reframing how I go about selling myself as a business to other people that I want to work with, and the value that I bring to them to ensure that they know that, okay, this guy isn't here just to make money. He's here to actually provide something of value that's going to solve a problem for us. Therefore, we want him over some other random. That's probably the tangible things that I can take away and take action on today. But also just, being bold and connecting out and following up with people and having those conversations. If you don't ask, if you don't have a conversation, if you don't connect, then the answer will always be no. That's Retail Fest. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk the week. So this week has been pretty cool. It's been pretty good since I've been away. I was still doing listings in the morning. My lister would do them through the night, draft them up. I'll send them live in the morning. We did actually have a sale this week, which was $1,000. And that was really, really encouraging to be able to see that. Really, the business week has been great. Not as big as last week, but still, pretty good. At the time of this video, I'm going to bring it up for you. For this week alone, we're sitting at a total of $5,492. That's at approximately 9 a.m. in the morning as me filming this on Sunday morning. We've done about 92 sales. As I said, nearly about $5,500 in revenue. And ASP is about $59, so quite up there. In terms of how we're tracking for the entirety of the month, remember last week I said that the first 2 weeks of the month is really cost heavy. Well, we're starting to see that turn around, and I'm starting to see a lot of the profits now trickle in because I've covered all my expenses for the month. For the month, we're sitting on $19,615 at the time of this video. Again, 9 a.m. And net profit, we're sitting at about 10%, 10.8% to be honest, with $2,100 net profit, which is a big jump from last week because I think we're sitting at like $200 or something. And look, some interesting facts I want to share here is the sell-through rate. I'm just reading this off another screen. Sell-through rate for this, for April, that's basically the amount of items that I've listed versus the amount of items that have been sold, is 74%. And then the month sell-through rate is the amount of items that I've actually listed this month that I've actually sold this month, and that's 21%. So it's pretty cool to see that the 21% of the items I listed this month, which has only been, well, either over the last 3 weeks, 21% of them have sold, and I've done 500 listings. So that's pretty encouraging to see. We're currently averaging per day revenue for April $934, and we're doing about 17 to 18 sales per day, and the average sale price is around $52.45. So we're getting up there. Hopefully by the end of this month, we should hit between the $3,000 to $4,000 revenue profit goal. Which, really, if I can get to the 4,000, that means we'll probably be around that 15 to 20%, I think, after all the other expenses have come through. I've still got a couple more wages to pay, and of course I'm going to have fees and postage and things like that. But we're on track to do my best month. We will probably land at around 27,000 for the month, which is blows my mind. So look, it's been an interesting week. It's been encouraging. I am a little bit under the weather now, but we charge on. This coming week is just really get back into the business, build up a bit of a draft bank, get ahead of some things. And then I'm actually going away next weekend, going to South Australia, got a big deal to pick up. We'll be seeing 2 Aussie thrifters, we'll be seeing Ethan, and it should be a good week. So I'm going to rest for the rest of today. My voice is going. And I appreciate you. If you have any questions, or maybe you went to RetailFest and maybe you got something from it, what did you get from it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you do have any questions or anything else that maybe you wanted to understand a bit better from RetailFest, please let me know. It was an absolute pleasure, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to be there with eBay. And it's definitely something that I'll try to do every single year going forward, because those connections, the conversations, the relationships, and just the fun and banter that you have there, it's like no other. So it's a whole different level. Appreciate being here. You have a wonderful day. Cheers.